Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are doing the top 21 of 2021 favorite polishes of the year. So if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. This is a collab video, so don't forget to check out the links and information in the description box and support all of the YouTubers participating. Again, thank you to Amanda of the Nail Polish Hound, Nika's Naughty Nails, all of the participants, and you for watching. Otherwise, this would just be a video of me saying, hey, want to see my polish? So first up is MJ Lacquer's Neon Purple Rose. I absolutely jaw dropped over this polish when I swatched it. And I only picked polishes that I have personally worn, swatched, connected with, vibed over, and this was one. I don't have anything else like it in my collection, and I legit could not get over the brightness, the vibrancy of Purple Neon Rose from MJ Lacquer. It was just so fantastic for the summer, and it was kind of in my area of bright. It wasn't too neon, it wasn't too subdued, just perfection. And after that is Moonshine Manny's Positively Bedeviled with Meetings, etc. So this one, I know you guys already know why. It is those flame flakies and the hollow underneath. I normally kind of try to avoid any polishes that are super dark because I just feel like I've worn black shades a lot in my youth, and now I just want something lighter. But this one just, oh, it was so beautiful. It was so perfect. And it was a hard choice to make because it was between this and like two other Moonshine Manny polishes. But I remember the feeling I had when I first wore this polish, and I can't wait to wear it again. And we have STARBEAM with Ice Wraith. So, totally new brand, but I have to say, Chelsea absolutely stole my heart with this one. I mean, Ice Wraith has a little bit of hollow, it has sparkle, and it's in a bright, beautiful color. I definitely feel like I need to wear this one again, but also during the summer months because it's vibrant. It's just bursting with beautiful pigment with just a teeny little shift, and then you still have hollow in it too. There's so much to love about this polish, even if we totally discount the fact that the formula is fantastic. Like 2 coats opacity, yes please. Next up is XXVZ Nails. Come get this, honey. So I have been compiling this list all year. And Come Get This, Honey, when it came out, was like my go-to yellow for the whole year until I got into the colder months. And then also, how could this not be like one of my favorite colors, given the fact that I actually got a feature in like an online magazine for swatching it. So yeah, totally my favorite. And if I can find the link in my messages, I will definitely put it down below in the description box so you guys can check it out. But still love this yellow. I think I always will. So it had to go on the list because it was released this year. Speaking of yellows, Ella Mila Lost City. let's talk about how I have been waiting my entire life for MILA to release this shade of yellow. Like, it's normally a bright, lemony yellows and like school bus yellows, like bright primary yellows, but I always wanted something richer and mellow and warmer. And when MILA came out with Lost City, I kid you not, I flipped. Like, I just needed it. Even if I didn't get it in PR, this one was getting purchased because it completes my fall palette from this brand just beautifully. Next up is Zombie Claw, We're the Ones Who Live. So this was a hard choice to make because I've got a few Zombie Claws that I love, but I wanted to again stick to only polishes I have personally swatched, and I did. And this multi-chrome made me lose my mind. It is so perfectly done, so smooth is the shift and transition on each color, and you can still see them all together in certain angles. That's the highest mark of quality in my opinion, and this is a really underrated brand. So I kind of had a few factors I was using to show my favorite polishes of the year, and this was definitely one. So yes, MJ Lacquer is trying to take over my video because they're back with Gracious. And Gracious, I kid you not, when I got it, I saw it in the bottle and I was like, oh, that's glitzy and glammy. I think I'll like it. And then I got it on my nails and it was just pure love. Like, I already knew I was going to want to wear this like every year for New Year's or around New Year's because it just has that perfect balance with the darker glitters and the lighter ones and like that kind of off-white base. It's just so perfect. And I feel like it looks good on me, so that is a huge bonus. Next up is Nailed It. Love is Weakness. So, aside from the hilarious title and the inspiration, I think this is a drop dead gorgeous, powerful shade. And then you've got those flakies that shift ever so slightly in colors to go along with it. It's just fiery, it's ambitious, and it's bursting with hue. Like, that's all that I want in my polishes. The more vibrant, the better. And then it's still really kind of on the dark side. So I was absolutely thrilled because I usually only have these in shimmers and multi-chromes. This is a flaky. Yes. And here's our red eye lacquer for the first time. Yep, there's a little foreshadowing there for you. And this is Too Many Things Are Things. I normally am not a hollow person. I normally am not a light hollow person. I normally can't stand like a silvery hollow. They don't usually pull me. But this one, oh my gosh, it is so pretty. And I saw the flame. It's subtle in some lighting. It is powerfully impactful in other lighting, which makes it absolutely perfect. And I could not get over how much I loved it on my nails. So yeah, this one had to make the list anytime a polish changes my mind. And speaking of, different dimension coming in with perfect. So I do like reds, and sometimes I neglect them because I feel like they're so common, but this one is not. That whole like just flash of yellow, that little bit of glow of orange when you move your hand was enough. And then like the little tiny purple glitters, like they're teeny tiny, but they are just the right balance for me to make this polish one that I fell in love with, and I had to feature it because it was one of those polishes that I could not stop thinking about during the year. I just wanted more of it, like a gallon or so. And speaking of wanting more, I have Glisten and Glow Mummy of the Year. I am giggling because this is one of those polishes that I stared at, I looked at it, and I was on the fence because I was like, I don't usually lean towards Halloween polishes, but this one kind of got me, and I couldn't not have it in my top polishes of the year. I couldn't live without it. And I felt like it is the perfect easy Halloween mani. You don't have to select a whole bunch of polishes, and you can easily wear a black and an orange with it, and it would still look good all together. Which brings us to DAVEEN Lacquer's Mystic Moss. Now, I love fall polishes. I really do. But I felt like Mystic Moss was every single fall polish I could want, all in one. I'm getting the shift and the glow, and y'all know how I feel about multi-chrome polishes. So this one I could not possibly leave off the list. However, I will say this. There were a lot more contenders for this spot from this brand, and it was really heartbreaking to have to try to choose one. So I think there might be a runners up video coming soon, just because 21 was not enough slots for me to do a complete video. Next up is LUMEN's Brandy. So I felt like it was very important to show off this polish. I don't feel like it got the kind of attention it really should have, because this is a gorgeous shifty polish. It was, I believe, from the Peachy collection, and I just went wild over it because like you've got this pink notes at the top and then green shimmer at the bottom, and then underneath a depth of a darker shade underneath, and it just shifts so effortlessly. I had fun wearing it, and I can't wait to wear it again. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And we have Bee's Knees Lacquer's Curse You. I had to pick this one because I put it on, and normally when I'm swatching, each polish is better than the next, and I can move on pretty seamlessly. But Curse You was one of those polishes that as soon as I put it on, I regretted that I had other polishes to swatch. It definitely should have been the last because I didn't want to take it off. And that cost me a little bit of backup in my backlog. But what can I say? When you run across a polish that instantaneously is your soulmate, you should enjoy it. You should take the time to enjoy it. And I definitely did, and I definitely will again. Next up is KB Shimmers, All That Glimmers. Yes, I know I really wasn't going to include a KB Shimmer just because they're such a popular brand. Everybody loves them. Everyone has a favorite from them. But this was my first reflective polish. And when I put it on and I put the flashlight over it, I loved it, but I also liked it in matte. That's a big thing for me, especially going into the colder weather, because I like to mattify my polishes. And the fact that it held up and looked all velvety and matte, but all sparkly and glittery in gloss, made it an instant favorite for this year. Speaking of favorites this year, I have Ethereal Lacquer's Copperhead. So, again, we are going to have this conversation about hollows, where I have said hollows don't usually pull me, but when they are this bold, the flame is this strong, and at every single angle that I took a picture, you could see it. That made Copperhead my favorite because, come on, honestly, I know you guys must at this point understand how hard it can be when you're swatching to get the perfect angle that encompasses the whole personality of the polish. This one was hiding nothing, holding nothing back, and that's what made it part of this list. Next up is Dreamland Lacquer's Art of Bush Manipulation. I feel like this one was kind of foreshadowed because I literally was just squealing as I was swatching it. And that was when I swatched it live and when I swatched it by myself to take the pictures. So anytime a color, a polish gets this much attention from me, you're going to continuously see it. And like the sparkle and scattered hollow was just, it wasn't overwhelming. It was just the right amount of too much. Like it made me fall back into like my 10-year-old childish self, just excited to see it. And speaking of excited to see, yes, we've got another Lumen nails. I felt like with my favorites, I wanted to feature some that you guys may have missed, which means there are swatch videos in my content where you can find all of these polishes. But again, Rattlesnake had to be on the list because, as you can see from the pictures, it just looks beautiful over anything you choose, anything you pick. I feel like the possibilities are endless and it's just so gorgeous. I am a sucker for big old flakies, and this topper had them. So, of course, it was going to make it to my list. Also, I think I liked it in matte too, so that is another thing. And we are back on Bee's Knees Lacquer, but this time with Dark Greetings. So I don't normally include magnetics or thermals into my favorites, but this one was my first magnetic with flakies underneath. And when I say it blew my mind, I'm not exaggerating because it totally did. I was so excited about it because I did not see that coming in that reveal. And then with magnetics, I don't think they have the same shelf life as thermals do. So really, really, really got me. I was just, surprised how much I liked it. And Dreamland Lacquer popping back in with its Rex Manning Day. I know I tried to stay away from PPU polishes, but I feel like I had to include this one because it actually knocked out another polish that I was so in love with. I was so in love with Don't Say Blah Blah Blah. I Don't Say Blah Blah Blah. And then it's Rex Manning Day came out, and I was like, yeah, what? So anytime a polish literally takes a polish that I purchased with my own money and knocks it from the top shelf, I have to include it. I had to include it because if you look at that middle picture, you already know why I fell in love with it. And I think this is my last one. Red-eyed lacquers. Well then, let's arch it right back at them. This red. This red. Okay, so I think this is when my red obsession for the year started because it's got the little micro hollow flakies, it's got the depth and the sparkle in spades, and it literally, and I know I have said this a lot during this video, but it blew my mind. When I talked to Bianca, I was like, oh, it took my breath away. This is my favorite of the whole collection. And she agreed because she loved it too. So anytime polish brings two people together, I have to include it. So we are at the end of the video, and of course there are some polishes that I wanted to include, and it almost made me a little sad that I had to limit myself to 21. So there is quite possibly going to be a runners up video. Let me know down below in the comments if you're down for a top 10 runners up because I want to include them. But I am going to wrap it up here because you all have a ton of videos to watch. And this is the end of the video for me. If you are part of my nail fam, thank you for a fantastic year of fun and hanging out. I love you all so much, and I am sending out virtual hugs. If you are new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hanging out with us sometime. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!